Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. It's a beautiful Wednesday, guys. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I was up there trying to do some last minute stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I'm trying to do some last minute stuff. Tomorrow is my son's first game this season. He's starting the 2024-2025 schedule tomorrow on Halloween. That's crazy, but it is what it is. But tomorrow's his first game, so I'm trying to get like a thumbnail together. Because what I'm going to do is put a thumbnail out there and link so you can watch it on YouTube for anybody who wants to, virtually support my son. And Little Hink playing basketball tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. And for my brothers and sisters on the West Coast, it will be 3 o'clock. So if you want to support them virtually, hit that link. I will have it on my community page. Looking forward to doing that. Can't wait to see you guys there. I will be at the game, of course, rooting him on, cheering him on, and hopefully they win. Hopefully they win. We'll see. We'll see. With that being said, I'm going to say, good evening, Miss Harmonize. I'm glad to see you. It's always good to have you come. Hopefully, Miss Harmonize, you hit that like, as well as Miss Jolene. Good to see you, ma'am. Good to see you. Guys, on Wednesdays, I've been doing like brief shows. Like last Wednesdays, I did a baby mama show, right? You know what I'm saying? The drama with the baby mama. I didn't know how well that show was going to go over. But it was fun. It was a fun show. I think it was very, not only just entertaining, hopefully it was educational for some guys who may be dealing with those type of issues. Like I said last week, fortunately for me, that's not been an issue. But I know a lot of guys who's dealing with it. My brother was dealing with it for a while. So I am familiar with the dramas that goes on with the baby mamas. I am familiar with that lifestyle and what they have to deal with, the ups and downs. I talk to guys, try to help guys out, to encourage them and uplift them. And man, I say, just keep your head up, man. Just keep striving, keep fighting for your kids. Unfortunately, you have to fight for your kids, but you got to do what you got to do for your kids, right? But yeah, that's a crazy thing. But what I decided to do now that my man JR started doing a show on Wednesday, and I don't know if y'all ever seen it. It's called the Hump Day Shenanigans, right? The Hump Day Shenanigans. And so we was having a great topic, and wasn't even the main topic. That's the crazy thing about it. It wasn't even a main topic. It was like an icebreaker, so to say, right? And it seemed like that icebreaker, I don't know, JR, if you watch it and get to watch it on replay, may icebreakers be more, the icebreaker be more controversial. I want to say maybe not controversial, might be a little bit too much, but more. People's really taken back by the icebreaker. I mean, it seems like, especially the people on the panel, right? Our icebreaker we had last Wednesday probably went way longer than the regular topic, which is cool because at the end of the day, it's all about helping people, getting engagement, getting answers, looking for some solutions, and hopefully, individuals was able to benefit from the conversation. But with that being said, I said, you know what? Since I'm doing Hump Day Wednesdays, and it seems like it's going to be a consistent thing now. Cool. I like it. I mean, I think it's good. I think people will enjoy that. And not an opportunity for, my man JR to get people over to the network to watch his channel and watch the show and maybe learn something too. I always share with JR, even on the back end in our group, how important King's Talk really is. I love the other shows. I love the Sunday shows. I was able to be on the Sunday show, the Wednesday show, new thing going on. Of course, I do King's Talk. Thursdays, it's Thursdays, right? Go get that Thursday. I was on the Thursday show a couple of times. So, that's cool. But when you are able to have a conversation with the fellas, you know what I'm saying, it's something different. But with that being said, we had a Wednesday conversation that I definitely want to make sure I review and have the conversation about and talk about. Because it was some interesting things that was shared and said. I probably should have did a couple Wednesdays ago, but I didn't want to jump into it too much because I had, like I said, some other subjects already lined up that I want to do on Wednesday. But this Wednesday, I really didn't have too much. But I said, maybe prior to us doing the show, I do a recap of last Wednesday show. And I said, I think I'm going to start doing it. Why not? Why not? So I was going to do the Sunday show, and it was going to be called, because JR kept that name, Debriefing. So I was going to do Debriefing LaPeefing Sundays. And didn't really get the panic because we wasn't able to be consistent because there was times, of course, when you do a show for guys, whoever do a show and moderate a show and try to get people together, it's kind of tough to get people together who's going to be consistent either at a particular time on a regular basis every Sunday. So it's been kind of rough. It's kind of hit and miss, So, but this Wednesday show, it seems like it's more suitable for people. Now, maybe because, I don't know, because it's football season now. But even during football season, when football season wanted to play, it was still kind of hard to get the consistent people. Because maybe, people want to relax a little bit, I guess, get themselves mentally, right before they go into that workplace on Monday. I get to work on Monday. I do what they got to do. Before maybe getting their families together for maybe family dinner, and it's just busy, or, just those who are saved and sanctified and are not heathens. Like this guy right here. They want to go get the good Holy Spirit from Pastor Do-Wrong. So they are now able to make it because they're in church and their service may be running a little long. My buddy said, wow. You've heard sometime more class, I'm just saying. That lost y'all took to Cleveland another day. You sure didn't show up. I ain't been seeing my brother. I'm just gonna make sure he's good, and all sharp objects was away from his wrist or in his hands, because I was concerned. I mean, I took a hard loss and I showed up on Monday. But brother, you was nowhere to be found. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying. But nonetheless, let's say Monday, this ain't gonna talk about no sport. We talking about this. And what this is was, I said, let me have that conversation. I want to have a conversation with you guys to see what you guys think. And if you was able to see the thumbnail or maybe the post I put on IG, you know what I'm saying? If I was wrong in what I was sharing or what I was saying on the Wednesday show, let me know. Your feedback is always welcome to the basement, right on? Your feedback is always welcome. So with that being said, I think we need to go and get the party started. Let's get it started. Let's go. Let's go to that beautiful bean footage.
Go. Your wife have the last say so in the household? No. Your face. I say it just depends, because sometimes the wife may be stronger in certain areas. Let's just say a husband is not good at managing a certain thing and the wife is stronger in that certain area. Do you believe that the wife should have the input in that area?
I think input is different from final say so. I think to be a wife, at least the type of wife that I aspire to be, which is a high value, feminine, high earning woman that is partnered with a high colony, then they're going to take your input, and the final say-so will really be what you said in the first place. Can you be feminine enough to plant that seed in the man so that he feels like it's his idea anyway, and then celebrate him for when he does it? Because ultimately, the woman is the conductor in the household. You just don't see her because her back is turned.
Break that down for me, please.
If you go watch an orchestra, you have all of this music that's playing. That's the man. The man is providing. He's doing this. Sometimes it's brash. Sometimes it's strong. Sometimes it's quiet. It's all of this different things, harmonies that are happening. And he's running the household. But the conductor is there saying, this is when it's time to do this. Hey, not right now. You gotta stop that. Hey, you need to come right here. You're literally orchestrating the household.
But who writes the music?
God.
Ooh.
That's the purpose. That's the alignment. That's the source.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Should your wife have the last word in the house? We got a wife on the panel. Let's start with you, Miss Tegan. How does this go? See if you can help us out here.
Guys, I was told that the story was about 100. Look, we're gonna just keep watching, but I'm trying to figure it out because I watched the video, but I guess I really wasn't paying attention. As you guys see, I was looking up, and I apologize. I was looking up. I was watching what was on TV. I know some individuals they're gonna be talking. They was gonna be long-winded and talk a lot of nonsense. And so I kind of zone out sometimes. I apologize. I got to do better, right? I got to do better. Guys, hopefully, as y'all come in, y'all hit that like button for your boy. I sure will appreciate that. Thank you. Let's keep going.
It depends on what perspective you're coming from, right? So if you're religious, which is the way that I grew up, then the husband will always have the final say so, right? But if you're truly invested in the marriage itself, it just depends on the situation, like what the woman asks about. Well, if I'm more, let's say, financially savvy, if I'm like, for instance, I have my sister's a CPA, right? She handles all things finances. There's no argument between what's going to happen in terms of their finances because she's the guru in that specific area. So I just think for me personally is playing on each other's strengths. Like the young lady said in a video, like a true leader knows when to follow. So for my husband, if it's something that I have more knowledge about, he'll defer to me on certain things and ask my opinion, like, what do you think, blah, 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 and then vice versa. So I don't think there is a need to, I guess, push and pull between who's going to make the decision, because if you're an adult, I would think both people will have enough sense to say, okay, this person has more knowledge in this situation than me, so we're going to run with that idea. And that's kind of how it's worked for us.
All right, what about you, Miss Coco? Should your wife have the last say so? Should a wife, not your wife, but should.
I'm more traditional, so just
guys, do me a favor in the chat if you can. Please, could y'all answer the question? I'm interested in to see what y'all think. Do y'all feel like the wife should have the last say so? What is your guys' stance on it? Just let me know in the chat. I'm interested. Let's keep going.
like what she said. The husband, I feel the husband should have the last word. In my marriage, my ex-husband, he always had the last word. But I was really good at giving my ideas. He trusted me a lot. I was the one with the degrees. He didn't even finish high school or whatever. So he always would ask, something. But if it came to like making decisions like big purchases and things like that, it was his decision. But like she said, we were like best friends. So You know, I would talk to him and he'll talk to me. I learned so much from him and he learned so much from me. We just kind of bounced off each other. So that was never an issue. It's just interesting because after my marriage, when I got into another serious relationship afterwards, I was moving the same way. And that guy took it as I was doing too much. I was trying to tell him what to do. And I don't need you to, don't volunteer information unless I ask. And it was just kind of like, okay. So I was like dumbfounded. I couldn't figure that one out with that guy. It didn't really last that long because like we just couldn't mesh together because he kept looking at it as I was trying to control something. And all I was doing was I just thought that communication is communication. So I don't know if it was the way it came out, but I think it has something to do with the man as well too. But I do believe that the husband should have the last word.
Can I just ask one question for clarification? Anybody can clarify this, but I guess specifically the men, since this question is more so geared for men having the last say so. I guess my question is, what does the last say so mean? So if you give, let's say, your opinion, like I said, if my sister's a CPA and they're discussing something and she has the knowledge set and he goes with that, does that mean she's having the last say so? Or he, like, I guess that's the confusion. If the husband chooses to go with the input that you gave, do that mean she's having the last say so, or is he having the last say so because he decided to go with that idea? Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm a little confused about what last say so means.
I understand. You want to go?
Well, I mean, if he makes the final decision, he's, I mean, technically, he will have to say so. Even if he reasoned and he accepted your idea, he still's got to ponder over it. He still's got to make a decision whether, you know, the negative outweigh the positive. He still got to go through the whole, you know, the whole cycle of decision making. Even if it's your idea, he's still making a final decision.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and piggyback on that. What Hank said, I totally agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. He's still choosing to accept whatever it is that you're bringing to the decision. And so, and I think by you providing, you're not necessarily telling him you need to do this. It's saying, this is what I know, but I'm going to trust that you're going to make that final decision on what's best. So I think that there has to be trust on both sides. And even in the vetting process, you will hope that you would pick someone. Not everybody does it, but you hope you pick someone that has enough sense to be able to bring some form of substance to the marriage or to the relationship. And you will hope that at times that you guys can help each other. So it's a circle of positive things that are happening when it comes to the decision making. But ultimately, you know, if you trust in that man, you're going to trust his decision. And then if she does see something that he may miss, then she'll bring it up to him. And because he trusts her, he's open to hearing it. He may not hear from any other woman or anybody else, but because he vetted that woman, he chose her, he may say, hey, just so you know, I'm going to consider whatever it is that you're thinking as well. And hopefully he has enough logic to put everything together to make whatever decision needs to happen. And something that's important too, even if somebody don't understand, if you're able to support whatever it is that you're stating or the reason as to why, and granted there's enough time to be able to do so, then you can kind of help whoever that person may be understand your decision making.
Well, let me ask.
Let me say this. Shout out to JR for that explanation. It's a great explanation. I wish my brother would speak a little bit more. He's working. He's doing way better than he used to be. So shout out to my brother JR, man, for that great explanation. I love that explanation. I think it was spot on with what he was saying. But I think it was, and thank you guys for participating by letting me know. The husband has the last word. He makes the final decision. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you answering that. Miss Red Lipstick Vine said the husband should, right? Okay. Average Man said the husband. I definitely agree. Average man said, it's so funny how all these educated educators are always confused by the obvious. Okay. Why is that? Why is that is confusing? I got you. So confusing. Why is it so confusing? I don't know. I mean, realistic. I have no idea. Well, we're gonna figure this out. Let's keep going.
This question. Is it a problem when you say that I think you may have answered it, but when your woman or your wife or whoever volunteer information, is that something that you don't want? Do you prefer to ask your girl what you think and make a decision? Or do you have a problem with a woman suggesting something to do? Whatever that is.
No, I don't.
Like let's just say, for example, I was just like, let's just say Hank and I married, and I'm like, Hank, I got an idea. I just like think we should do. I heard you talking the other day about stuff with finance and something you should do, and then I'll run some stuff down to you. Would you have an issue with me just doing that without asking?
I mean, as long as you don't make the decision and you give me the information, I'm gonna do the research on this investment that you're talking about to make sure it's legit, make sure everything's on the up and up, make sure it is what you say it is. That as a man, that's what I'm gonna do, regardless of what any woman's my wife say to me. I'm gonna still do the research. I'm gonna still look it up. I'm gonna still figure out and find out what it is. And she's not just giving me some old bogus information because she got some secondhand bullshit from one of her girlfriends. Now let me do the research on this. I trust, but you verify. That's what you do. You trust, but you verify what she's saying is real, what she's saying is legit, what she's saying is everything is on the up and up, and it's all good. It's worth, investing money into, or investing time or energy or whatever the case may be, and then just operate from that point of view. At the end of the day, I'm the quarterback. My wife's the running back. The running back's never in front of me. It's always behind me, on beside me, but she's never in front of me. So she's not going to make the final decision. I'm going to make the final decision, and I'm going to accept whatever consequences that comes with that final decision, whether it's bad or good. I'm going to accept it all, because at the end of the day, it's going to fall on me. People on the outside going to say, why'd you let this thing fail? Because I made a bad decision. This thing didn't go the way, the investment didn't go the way I want to do because I made a bad decision. I made a bad investment. Maybe I didn't do enough research. Maybe I didn't do enough time spent on it. Maybe I should invest more time into figuring out what it was, but I didn't. I did a quick fix thing and it didn't work out for me. I got to accept that. I'm going to go to my wife and say, hey, baby, I'm sorry. This happened. It shouldn't have happened. I should have did more research, and I got to accept that. But please believe me. Give me my flowers when I make my success, when I do it right. Give me my props. Give me my credit when I do it right. Don't just shit on me whenever I do something bad. Yeah, I told you what worked. Now, okay, cool. Give me my props when it does work. Don't say nothing and down back to me. Okay, no. Give me my goddamn props. I'll leave it there.
All right. Sorry to hear that question. Coco, you did mention something about degrees. He trusted me because I had my degrees. What is that? How does that come into play as far as when it comes to like decision making? I can understand.
Let me say this, ladies. I said it on the show. You heard me say it in the video. But one thing is this. A man is always going to need your support. He's always going to need that emotional support from his wife, his significant other, his lady. He's always going to need that because it's that level of reassurance. What they always say, men's ego are fragile. Yeah, that's true. That's a true statement. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and say, no, it's not true. It's true. It is. But at the same time, we also want to, be recognized and appreciated. Just like the ladies, I know y'all want to be recognized and appreciated. And if y'all doing something that deserves a level of appreciation, yeah, your husband should give you your props. Your kids, your family, or whoever the case may be, should give you your props and give you your praise and give you your credit. You know what I'm saying? That's what should happen. Give that person the credit they're due. But with that being said, a man also needs that, right? I mean, so many times we just assume, oh, he good, he fine, he understands. Bullshit. Even if he does understand, even if you think he is good, let him know. Share it with him. Bring it to his attention. Many times we get the, oh, he'll be all right. Nah. 2024, we got to stop this. We got to stop this. He'll be all right. He'll be fine. He knows my heart. No. Please believe you me, ladies. If your man did that to you every time you cooked him a meal, never said thank you, baby. Tastes good. The food looks good. Hey, I love the presentation. Oh, you look beautiful in that dress, or you look nice. You smell good. If that man shut that down cold turkey, just doesn't, y'all no, she good. She know how I feel. She know what I think about her food. I start taking you for granted. It's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Nobody wants that. Not even that man who you think is just good. Nobody wants that. So please, ladies, if you recognize and see a man doing what he's supposed to do, stepping up where he needs to be stepping up, there's nothing wrong with giving that man some words of encouragement. Look, I promise you it won't make me feel like less of a man. Whether it's coming from another brother or from another individual, or my lady or my wife. Give them their props, man. Acknowledge that. Give them their rightfully due. It's been something that's not common for us men to be getting. And that's a shame, because I think we deserve it. Especially when we always hear how there's a lot of bad men out here. Well, damn it, if you got a good one, acknowledge that. Let it be known. Say, hey, hey, let me get on the big screen. I'm cheating my goddamn self. We ain't gonna do that. Hey, man, I gotta be one right here. This one is solid. He's a solid dude. He's a solid man. And I'm glad I got him. Lord, I'm blessed. He answered my prayers. Huh? For you saved folks. You know what I'm talking about. Been praying for him for all your life. And now you got him. And then you don't give no goddamn credit. Yeah, you got him. Now you don't even recognize, acknowledge you. You know what I'm saying? You rub him on his shoulders when you see him, tired and broke down when he's going through it. You see him head in his hand. Come over and rub his head, kiss him on his forehead. Let it be known, baby, I love you. I know you had a hard day. I know it's rough. But look here. What they feel about you out there is irrelevant. As long as you know in here in this home, you got somebody who loves you, appreciates you, care about you, and respects you. Don't just say it with your words. Say it with your actions. Allow your actions to show more than their words. The words are words are nice. It's all good. Let your actions speak. Let's keep going on the video. Let's keep going.
Saying if you are certified with certain things, but I know a lot of folks with degrees that don't convert into common sense or logic.
No. So it's funny you said that. That's what he used to say. He used to be like, come on, you the one with the degrees. You know what I'm saying? What you got or what you think. So it just, I said
Go to hell, Big Bama.
that because that's what he would always say. However, he wasn't good with computers. He never, like, he was just like, so, I don't know. But he couldn't type up computers. When I met him, he was still carrying cash for everything. I had just gave him a debit card. You know, he didn't know how to use that. Like, I had to teach him how to use that because our account kept getting negative because he just kept swiping like we had money. I'm moving money around. So it was just a growing pains with him, even though he was a lot older than me. But it was, he always was like, you take care of the bills. Like, his check came into and the money went into the account, and he trusted I was taking care of everything, which I was. So that's what I meant by that. But that's what he felt. He felt like, you know, when it comes to stuff like that, like I want my woman to just, you know, let me know what you think. So
this graphic and her a lot of men think because they're men they're leaders because you're supposed to be a leader, but you have to have leadership qualities, and leadership qualities, like she says, knowing when to follow. Just for me, I'm the president of PCO. We hold like sometimes $12,000, $14,000 in there at a time. And sometimes people come up to me who volunteer and they're like, hey, I have this idea. Hey, I have this, I have that. So as a leader, in that sense, I have to go over the budget, make sure it's in our budget, make sure it's appropriate with the school. And once I figure all that out, if they're better in that area and they have more experience, that's when me as the president, I will make a committee, and that head person will be the head of the committee, and they will let me know what they need in order to get that done. So I feel like a lot of men sometimes lack that trait, but like she said, a healthy man who's not in his ego, a man that's confident in his leadership skills, a man that truly cares about you and your opinion. I feel like that's what I want. I feel like I want a husband like that. I want a husband who knows my value and my worth, and I do want his opinions to be the last say so. I want to trust him so much that I don't feel like I have to have the last say so because I know more in that area or whatever the case is. I want my husband to be able to recognize my value and the areas that I'm strong in. And then just for me, because I'm a different type of woman, every marriage and relationship is different. So I'm going to always respect my husband as a leader. But I think one thing I've noticed about myself, I do like to take head in certain situations. Like if we're going to a football game and my son, it's time for us to get the shirts ready, get the posters ready. It's time for us to put on the face mask. You know what I'm saying? Like I would like to kind of take charge. Like, okay, we're going to do this. I need everybody come over here. I want these kids to do the posters. Babe, can you move this around for me? Can you help them with this football stuff? Because I'm not good at putting the equipment on. Like, that was something I would like. And it's not necessarily, I guess, me leading, like Hank said. If he allows me to do that and he says, babe, you got this, then it's like it's still his last decision. And I respect that. I feel like a man's supposed to be that. And a man that's that is a very valuable man. But like I said, leader is a very, very, that was the key word, because like she said, leaders also have to know how to follow. When you come into a company and it's time to work your way up, it's better to start off at that entry level position and go through every position so you know what it feels like to be in that position. You can be a good leader. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of men, I think they don't know what it's like to be in a woman's position and how the world make us feel about.
Yeah, sometimes when I be on the show, man, I wish I could just fast forward through their conversation and just get to the goddamn end. Lord help her. Jesus Christ. That's a whole different conversation. Jesus Christ. Ladies, please don't be like that with your man. Don't get long-winded and continue to, and don't allow yourself to breathe and take breaths. Matter of fact, get a bottle of water and every once in a while take a swig to allow yourself to breathe. So maybe, just maybe, that man could find a lane where he could just jump into. To me, it's like playing double dutch with that. You know, you look and you try to get in there, but you don't really see open space because the ropes are just flying all over. It's like it's dangerous jumping there, man. You about to get hit with the rope. I bet that's what it's like when you talk to Miss Di. Boy, I tell you, it's hard to find an opening because ain't no ending to this story. Lord help them. Let's keep going.
Not having to submit, but wanting to submit and wanting to follow a man. They make it seem like it's a weak thing, but I think it takes a real strong woman to be like, okay, I trust this man with everything. I trust that he's gonna value my opinion, value what I have to say, and I trust that he's gonna lead me in the right direction. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot about you in there. About making sure that man values you. How do you determine how valuable a person is to you, a particular man?
I feel like.
Great question. Let's see what our answer is.
If he's able to, what I can't, like, I feel like I'm still working on getting that, but my ideal man will be somebody who can lead, like a leader, someone who can understand who I am, how I operate, someone who knows how to communicate, someone who knows how to adjust to different learning behaviors, because we're all different people. So you have to know how to talk to me. When you talk to our kids, you got to know how to adjust, a man who knows how to adapt and to adjust. A man that's reliable, a man that's loyal, a man that's consistent, a man that's a man of his word. That's the biggest thing to me. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you make a mistake, that's cool. Just do what you say you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And then take accountability for whatever, like Hank said, whatever comes with it, just take accountability. I want a man of God, someone who has some type of moral standards, a man that's not afraid to tell me how he feels and knows how to articulate himself in a way that I will receive it. I feel like some men just be so thirsty to get their point across, but they're not thinking about how effective they are with their delivery. It's like, if you want to change, you have to be effective. So I want someone who knows how to effectively communicate. Like, those are the qualities I look for. And I feel like that a leader should have.
So you realize what you said at first contradicts everything you just said right now, right? Because you said a man can't lead just because he's a man. Well, he is a leader just because he's a man. Because if you're a believer, like you said you was, a man is ordained to be a leader. We have no choice. We're going to be responsible for whatever happens in the relationship. They're not going to look at you as why the marriage failed. They're not going to look at you on why the relationship failed. They're not going to look at you on why your kids are out here acting a fool or doing these crazy things. They're not going to look at you, not in totality, on why is your wife out here dressing like this, acting like this, carrying on like this, talking like this. They're going to look at me, man, how did you allow your wife to do this? Why are you allowing your wife to talk like this? Why is she carrying herself like this? Why is she behaving like this, man? That's what they're going to do to me. They're going to come to me with that nonsense. And shit be on you. It be you doing these things. You as your own individual. But me as that man of the relationship, I'm in charge of the situation. So I got to accept the accountability. Baby, I need for you to own your voice now. Why are you talking to this man like this? Why are you getting in an argument with this man? Why are kids doing this? I got to come to you, man. You know, what they always say is shit rolls downhill. Me as a leader, as a supervisor of the household of this company, the CEO, I got to come talk to you as a supervisor. Guy, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Why are you moving like this? Why are you talking? Why are you dressing like this? So now I got to address you because it's my responsibility as a leader of this home, a leader of this family. You have my last name. I don't have your last name. So as a leader, I got to make sure everything is everything. And if it doesn't, then it falls on my watch.
And that, I wasn't saying, I understand that's what men are supposed to be, but a lot of men aren't they? Not a lot of men, but some men.
So let me kind of clear it because you ladies took it wrong. Like I was saying, just the average man is a leader. No, I don't believe that. But what I do believe is a man in a relationship is the leader of that relationship. He's a leader of his wife. He's a leader of that household. That's what I mean when I say he's a leader. You know, now, if you're a man who doesn't have a wife or relationship or nothing like that, you may not be leader. You might not have the leader qualities because you haven't shown you can lead. Unless you can lead someone else. I don't believe, oh, I can lead myself. Bullshit. You have to show that you are able to lead others. And leading a wife is showing your ability at least to lead if you're doing right. If things are doing what are going the way they should be going. And if they're not, then you're a questionable leader. You're a piss poor leader. Or I wouldn't even call you a leader. We've seen situations out here where guys will be called leader and there's no way he should be. Because how things are happening, moving and operating with him, he's showing piss poor leadership. We see it in this YouTube atmosphere, in these YouTube streets, on those guys who have very questionable leadership, who are operating in a very questionable manner, who call themselves leaders, but really they're not. They call it with their words, their action speaks differently. So if you're not doing that, yeah, you're not a leader, not to me. You're just a leader in title, but not in action. Not at all. Average man never. So don't be waiting for it. Don't hold your breath, brother, because you'll be passing out because she's not. I'm sure one comes by. I said, she says, "Greeting, Mrs. Hing. Just jetting by to add it to the shenanigans." No, that's right. Go in pre-Xmas sales. Sales flyers are out. Let's go. Take a breath, Hank. Look here, don't encourage her. We already had a conversation about online shopping. I'm just saying. Let's keep going.
Aren't they? Some men are not leaders. Some men have not educated themselves to be able to lead a household. Some men have not done the work to understand how to communicate. Some men just wasn't taught how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing to them. I feel like they should learn and educate themselves and become that. I feel like all men should be leaders. I do feel like they should be leaders, but the reality is they're not. So
your concern should be every man.
No, not every man. I would just say no.
Your concern needs to be your man. Your concern needs to be your husband. If JR's not a leader, that's on JR. If I'm not a leader, that's on me. As long as Di's husband is a leader, I can't concern with myself with, well, JR, you ain't no leader for me. So what? Is JR your husband? Now, if JR is your husband, that's a problem. But if he's not, just somebody you know, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Another woman's got to worry about JR. Another woman's got to worry about him. Just make sure your man's a leader. Make sure you find the leader qualities in him and what he's looking for. Make sure he's a man of his word. He's not just talking it, he's going to do it with his action. If his action doesn't speak louder than his words, that means nothing. Then you don't need to get with that dude. Then you wasting your time and energy, investing time and energy and money into this dude. It's not worth it. Move on. Unless you're not looking for a man to lead you and you looking to lead a man, then you found the right one.
All right. Going to get you involved, Kelly. I'm going to put this on the table. I got a message that says, all women say they want that, but the real question is, what will they do if the man is making a poor decision? Will they still follow?
Like always, my friend Travel One comes with some controversial statements. There are definitely a lack of black man leadership that is displayed on the YouTube panels. Travel One will not mention any names. It's like that sometimes. Travel One, are you out here searching? Searching for your man on these YouTube channels? These YouTube streets? Shout out to you. Good luck in your search. Let's keep going.
Example, you have a good man and he has proven to be a good man, but he is about taking a risky business decision and risk all of y'all money. Will you still follow? I think that's when the real trust and faith in God comes in.
If I haven't, like he said, if it's my husband, based on what I said, what I want a husband to be, what I just flatly laid out, we're going to make that decision. I want my husband to be better than what I am. And I consider myself I go out there and get it, educated, work hard, but I want my husband to be more than what I am. So if it's my husband, he's those qualities, a man of God, educated himself, effectively communicate, he's showing. And if he comes to me and asks me, like, he like, hey, babe, we gonna do this. Or he's telling me, he like, what you think? And I'm like,
Let me say this real fast. Last night on King Talk, we talked about this. And if y'all heard what Diane just said, she said, I want her husband to be better than her. He want him grinding more. And when she says better, she also means make more money. Let's be honest. She means make more money than her, financially more well off than her. Maybe even more, I guess, maybe emotionally stable than her, or more better quality. So, but she wants something better than what she is. She's not going to settle for something less, and I understand that. But there were some people on there that say, no, a woman will settle with a man. Yeah, not for the long haul. She may do it for short term, but not for the long haul. Travel One comes with some more controversial statement. Let's read what she has to say. Miss Stankin is very poised. She is married with children and is on an excellent role model for Black women. Looking to marry, she questions things and communicates very well. Shout out to Miss Stankin, according to Travel One. Let's keep it going.
it's iffy, but if you confident in this, you've been praying on this, you worked on this, I got your back. What else can I say? Like, he's proven himself to take care of the household. He's proven himself as the leader. He's doing what he's supposed to do. We're not talking, like Hank said, we're not talking about the man who can't lead. Because if we talk about them, then we got all types of different stories for that. And that's why a lot of women have an issue with, submitting. That's why I'm not going to say I have an issue with it, but I'm very like...
That's a damn lie.
I feel like I'm in my masculine energy a lot because I have to protect myself. I have to be careful who I'm following because since I haven't had the right examples, I'm out here learning from experience. So it's like you have to show me you can lead, and then I'll step into my feminine energy. based on my situation and how my life experiences work.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Miss.
I'm gonna tell him. Oh, go ahead, Katie.
Oh, Coco, I just want to say, you look so cute. Every time you come on here, it's not until you start talking now I realize, oh wait, that's Coco. Like, you be switching up your look, but I like them glasses and the eyebrows and how it come together. It's cute. I like
Thank you.
Yes.
So, speaking from a single woman's perspective, I would imagine that when I enter a marriage, that my husband and I are making decisions together. And I know that those decisions are going to be circumstantial because I can remember when I was younger, I would ask my mother a question, can I do this? Can I do that? And she would say, ask your father. I would ask my father a question. He would say, ask your mother. So I think some situations are better made with the wife versus the husband and vice versa. So I think when you're working and you're moving as a unit, it's both people. So I think both people have the final say so, but I also think both people are discussing these issues with each other to make that best decision. So I think it's a joint decision. And yes, I mean, typically your man is going to be more dominant because men are just more dominant anyway. But like I said, as far as the circumstances are involved, I think it just depends on what the issue is. I think we're talking about bigger decisions here, not small decisions. But that's my opinion.
I think a lot of times in them situations that you mentioned, as far as you having to go to both people, I think that they just might not want to make a decision ahead of time or even really give it thought. Sometimes parents are pretty busy. They may hear you, but they ain't really trying to deal with it right now. And so nobody is really vested in really making a decision. I've had instances like that. It doesn't mean that one is more qualified than the other. But sometimes as parents, you have to understand that both of y'all are busy, so somebody has to make that decision. And when I find myself coming into those situations, I just have to go ahead and make a decision because a decision still has to be made, especially if your child is seeking a decision that's warranted for them. You know, they may want to do something after practice. They may have a birthday party that they may want to attend. They may have something that needs to happen within a certain amount of time. And sometimes when both parents put it off, the child comes back and it may sound like an asshole, but I told both of y'all, I tried to tell y'all, but somebody couldn't really make a decision. So I still think somebody needs to step up. Somebody always got to be the bigger person and take the lead on that. And I'd rather that be me.
Yeah, I agree there because as a man, look, we got to wear the black hat. So for those who don't know, when I say the black hat, I mean reference like the cowboy movies. The good guys always wore the white hat. Bad guys always wore the black hat. So men have to wear the black hat sometimes. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to tell your kids no. And more likely, the mothers are not going to tell the kids no. They don't want to be the one that look like the mean parent or the nasty parent or the parent that doesn't like the kids do any fun. The fathers most of the time are willing to say no and deal with the consequences. But that's part of that decision making you have to do. But, you know, at the end of the day, as the kids grow older, they are kind of look back and see, okay, and think about certain situations. I kind of understand why my dad said no, and I kind of see why he was kind of strict on me, or he allowed me to do certain things, but he wouldn't let my brother do certain things. I wouldn't let my sister do certain things, and wouldn't let my brother do that. So you as men, we have to be willing to say no. We have to. I mean, in that situation, example, shame on your father for not saying or giving a direct answer. He should have, as the father, as the man, he should have gave the answer. He should have sent it back to your mother. Unless it's a question that he cannot answer or that he could not deal with. As a man, he should have said no.
I have
At least gave an answer. What is yes or no?
I have a question. And honestly, it is just a question. I'm curious as to what the answer would be from, so if the Hank has said, Hank said that, men, make the decision, the final say so, because whatever happens, they're going to be the ones that look at, be blamed or whatever and accept the consequences. So my question is, if you make a unilateral decision, right, and it impacts the family, like when people say, oh, well, I got to deal with the consequences. Well, no, it's not that you're dealing with the consequences yourself. Your family is also going to have to deal with the consequences of your decisions as well, right? So I guess my question is, if you make a unilateral decision.
Guys, do me a favor. Please pay attention to this part of the conversation. Please pay attention to this part of the conversation, because I asked about certain things, like $150,000. Where did this come out? $250,000, I think it's what it was. One of the two amounts. And I'm like, where did this amount come from? We just making some shit up. And they said, well, JR said something about it. He told in the story he told, or in the video we watched. So far, I'm watching, y'all watching it. I didn't hear nothing about no $250,000 or $150,000. Maybe I missed something. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong before. Please believe me. I've been shared with that I'm wrong. You can ask my wife. Well, let's keep going.
After like as a wife is giving you that input and you just don't want to listen for whatever reason, and the consequences are what they are, do you then expect the wife to support you in fixing the mistake that you made, or do you make the unilateral action to fix what you decided to do? Do y'all understand that question? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand it, but I understand in life that there's consequences regardless of what decision you're making. You can still make a decision and it'd be a good decision at that time, but then it backfired and you couldn't really foresee what was going to happen. So I'm comfortable understanding that life is about consequences, some good and bad. You may see it now or later. I like data. So if I'm thinking something, sometimes I may come to her and I may ask her like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. I'm just picking your brain a little bit. I'm ultimately going to make a decision, but I still want to factor in as much perspective as I can if I'm not familiar with it, but I'm not afraid to make a decision. So if she trusts you, like she's going to trust that whatever decision that you made, that it was a good decision at the time based on what you've seen. Now, if something backfires or there's a consequence, then she's going to trust as well that you're going to make a way to get it out. Now, does everybody have this? I don't think everybody is able to figure things out. A lot of people don't know how to problem solve, but I can only speak for me in particular. I love problem solve, and I don't mind dealing with a consequence. I've been dealing with it since, all throughout life. Even as a child, you have consequences, whether you've seen it or not. But later on, you understand that life is about up and down. So I'm not afraid of the moment. I love to embrace everything when it comes to manhood and what a man has to do. So I don't have a problem with it. And that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm going from like the example that you gave about taking all of the money and risking it all, right? I understand that men like to take risks, and I think the certain risks are good, especially when you're single. You can take the risk because the impact is only going to affect you. But the flip side to that is that once you're married, you have to minimize some of the risk. Not to say not to take any risk, but to say that I'm going to take all of the money. I have a wife and I have children, and I'm gonna just invest it in this business and hope that everything works out. I don't think that that's a wise decision when you have a family. Now, not to say you can't take risks. Why do you have to take all of the money? Maybe you set aside, let me just, we got 250,000 set aside. And I know I got, X, Y, and Z, got kids, got this and that. Let me just, leave maybe 60. And then I'll take the rest and we'll risk that. Like, those are the kind of things that I would expect a leader to think about, like the worst case scenarios. And I think sometimes when we're talking about this, I've heard examples saying, even if your, husband, does X, Y, and Z, you need to follow him, period. That wouldn't be wise when you have a family. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you. That's why vetting is so important, because you have to examine the person that you're going to be with, their decision making. I mean, I would think that if somebody has a gambling problem and they just will risk it all, that you will see those things before you get married, and you can understand the type of person you're dealing with. That's why you got to ask the right questions, and as far as how they think, and just pay attention. I mean, I don't know too many people that all of a sudden he just became a risk taker. This is something that I believe that most people probably see some sign of it. Now, whether you was ignoring it, whether you didn't pay attention to it, then that kind of falls on you. But once you marry, it just is, I'm not saying you have to deal with it, but it's like a tough situation to be in. So if you don't want to be in a situation like that, then you need to do some vet. You need to ask those uncomfortable questions prior to you getting married, so that you don't find yourself in those type of situations. I mean, some things are just stupid. So if the person you with just making some stupid ass decisions, that's really on you. That's something that, for the most part, I will hope that you would have seen. And if it keeps happening, then I guess it's another decision that you got to make. But if you do find yourself in that predicament, then have a conversation and at least offer some support as to why you may think, and hopefully y'all can come to some type of resolution to making sure y'all don't risk it all and lose it. But I've heard stories of people, it took all the money and it's just gone. It took all the money, and it's just like, you really can't really say nothing but ask the question, like, how was he when y'all was dating? Because right now y'all married and he's emptying out the bank accounts every single time and putting y'all in these situations. So like, what was he like? You didn't see any of this, and then I guess it just kind of falls on the person at that point.
And that's
I feel like all marriages,
like, why would it fall just back on her? It's like, y'all say a wife is supposed to mix. She's supposed to trust her husband. Da, 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 da. So she picked this man. She trusted him. And it's like y'all said, he said it. He said the man got to take the fall. The man going to take the consequences. They got to take the fall for that. She shouldn't take the fall for doing what she was supposed to do as a wife and follow.
Well, nobody's telling anybody to vet dumb. I mean, come on now. If you wanna,
if all men are leaders, every single one of them,
well,
what you know what I'm saying? You have women.
I believe that all men have leadership capability. Now, whether they're all leading or not, that's enough. But I think that all men are capable of leading.
Yes, I agree.
Now, whether they took advantage of that opportunity, it's kind of like on them. But maybe as a woman, you should probably have some of the men that you trust to vet the man. Maybe they can have some conversation with them, just to kind of foresee the things that you may be missing. That's why it's important. I'm gonna tell my daughter not to marry dumb. I'm gonna make sure that I vet. I'm gonna make sure she don't find herself in certain situations, and hopefully we have a relationship where she can kind of let me know what's going on outside of my questions that I may have for him. Then we kind of go from there. But you can't see everything. But I do think people had to get better with the questions that they asking prior to them getting married. And even if you go to therapy, I believe, I've never gone to counseling whatsoever on the front end, but I believe that those type of questions come up. It's going to be a time where y'all have to make some financial decisions that's going to affect both of you guys. So what happens, if you find something that, so they may throw things out there, different scenarios, and then maybe even before getting married, you can really see how that person responds. Now, if they just throw you for a loop and they do the complete opposite of what they said in that discussion, Now that certificate falls on you. It's just that this person was playing games from the get-go and you just found yourself in an unfortunate situation.
So in the situation with Satan's talk, Big Bama, she said in the video, and JR clipped it, shame on JR. She said she's scared of me because I talk with a lot of passion. She's scared of a man like me because I talk with a lot of passion. Let me say this. Shout out to my man, Aaron Hall. Y'all know what he said. Baby, don't be afraid. I'm as gentle as a kid. I'm not that mean. Not as mean as y'all think I am. I have my moments. I do. I can admit that. I could be an asshole. I could be stubborn. At times, my ego get the best of me. I'm just being vulnerable with you guys right now. I can also be a kind and caring type person, right? I mean, I'm a giving type person. I don't want to see nobody go on hard times. I'll be willing to do what I can to try to help them. You know, I'm trying to figure out this bullshit my wife is putting in my goddamn chat. True, an asshole can be. He gets a big teddy bear. Well, this is probably the realest thing she put in there. Like, share, and subscribe. If you hadn't had the opportunity, make sure you do that for your boy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Can I be those things? Yes, I can. I can be straight direct. Look, I'm not the type that like to beat around the bush. I don't believe in that bullshit. I don't believe in making excuses. I can't stand somebody who don't do them but making excuses. That shit burns me up. I can't stand that shit. Yeah, I don't, because you're gonna come up with every excuse why you can't do certain things. Now, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But I don't want to hear is a bunch of excuses why you can't. Now, because you got lack of knowledge, lack of training, or you need some help or an assistant, okay, I can deal with that. Well, let's have a conversation. We're going to do what we need to do to get you the proper knowledge, the proper documentation, the proper training, and let's get it done. But I'm not with the excuses. Save that shit. A grown man, give me a bunch of guys. I expect kids to do that. I expect a child to give me a reason why. Yeah, the dog ate my homework. I couldn't do it because I was up. You're doing this and doing that. And I expect that from a child. But a grown ass man, a grown ass woman, I expect results. And when you tell me why you couldn't do it, I want you to be honest. Don't come up with a bunch of bullshit excuses and be trying to blow some smoke up my ass. Stop that shit. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Shout out to Outlaw Josie Wells, one of my favorite movies of all times. The thing he can Hink, a lot of us speak that way. Yeah. She's not used to a man being in as direct as you. No sugarcoating anything. That has also gotten you in some conflict sometimes. This is true. You know something? It's crazy how people still refer to me with that coffee date and that coffee. Jesus Christ. I guess I ain't gonna never live that shit down on YouTube, am I? I was a victim. Hink ain't for the weak. Trust me, I know. Let's get back to the video. I ain't gonna let y'all distract me from this good conversation we're listening to. It's a lot of bullshit in there, but it is some good knowledge in there as well. Let's go. About sound like a woman just gonna be there when everything's always good, but when it's bad, it's time to get the hell out. And that's a lot of the Western marriages now, the situation. When everything's bad, they don't want to be around, they don't want to be responsible, they don't want no part of it, they just want to get out with clean slate. No, that's not what it is. You're a believer and a follower of the Most High, it's sicker for worse, richer for poor. So now you want, just because I made one bad decision, you ready to get out. So what if I get you like that? On every time you make a bad decision, I say, this is a marriage. Oh, I just need to start putting blame all on you. Yeah, you didn't cook my shit right. You burnt the food. Yeah, I think it's time for us to file some papers. No, we can't do that. We need to stick it out. Look, we understand how hard marriage is. It's not easy. Nothing about marriage is easy. You're making all types of sacrifices. Both parties are making sacrifices. But part of that sacrifice is reason why you did what you did to come together. So it means we need to come together on everything. So if I take a loss in the stock market, now of course I'm not the type that's gonna go with the bull approach and just put everything on in. No, I'm gonna put in what I can afford to lose. If I can't afford to lose it, I'm not gonna invest that. If I can't, I'm going to put it there. There won't be a problem with it because we already had a discussion. We're looking to do this. I'm looking to invest in this type of property. I'm looking to invest in that type of property, or this stock, or that stock. I'm looking to open this business. We're going to have a discussion. Any purchase of me and my wife, we talk about it. And at the end of the day, I got to make that final decision whether I'm going to go with it, I'm going to put it on hold, or hell no, this ain't a good idea at all. As a man, that's what we have.
You realize what you said, which was the key point, is that y'all are having discussions about it. She's giving input. You're going to weigh everything, and then you're not going to put in more. You're not going to risk it all. You're going to, have a balance. That's all I'm saying is that's what a leader would do. So I agree with you. What I was talking about was the example that JR gave, is that as a woman, you're expected to just still follow blindly, even if you're giving input. From what I'm hearing, if you're giving input and I'm saying this is too risky, you're putting the family at risk, these are the things, and I'm laying it out for you, and you still say, I'm the head, you need to follow my decision, I'm going to go ahead and risk it all. I'm taking all of the money and I'm going to put it in this investment, and I just need you to trust me. That's the part that I'm talking about, is we have discernment, right? And as a wife, part of my responsibility is to say, okay, I support you, but there has to be a better way to do this so that we're not putting the family at risk, because that is putting the family at risk. So my point was, if you make the unilateral decision and the consequences of that impacts all of us, then should it not just be your responsibility to fix whatever you made up without the wife being responsible for having to do that? Because now that all of the money's gone, which means I contribute to some of that as well, because most women are working as well and contributing. You took all of the money, and now I'm stuck with trying to figure out, how am I going to make up the difference with all of the money that's gone? And that's the part that I'm getting at, is that if you as a man and a leader make the unilateral decision, then the consequences, you shouldn't necessarily look to the woman to help you fix it when you didn't consider what she was saying to begin with.
No, you should be a part of it, because let me tell you this, what you also going to be part of is the benefits from it, if it does pan out, right? Or unless you're not willing to take that credit and not get that extra 50, that 500,000 that I made on the investment. Don't say you want a part of it, you don't get none of it. You don't get this participate none of it. If you don't want the failures, then you can't have the success. You got to accept the goods with the bad. If that means I succeed and when we hit on this investment, then we all eat. But guess what? If I fail, nobody eats. And we have to accept that. Yeah, we're going to get it back. Your man going to fight. Please believe you, ladies. You ain't nothing you can say to a man that's been through some downs and failed, that took some losses. It ain't a word or statement in the world that you're going to say make him feel worse than he already is. There's nothing. You can talk about it. I told you what's going to happen. That don't mean shit. He feels bad because he hurt. He failed his family. He let down his wife. He let down his kids. He let down his community. He let down his neighborhood. That feeling like that is it's like a boat on a man's shoulders. You're not going to make him feel bad. So this, what we need for you to do, ladies, is to find a way to be something like a back brace, to be some type of support, encouragement. It's going to be all right, baby. We're going to get there. You got us there before. I believe in you, and I know you're going to get us back where we need to be at. But when you come here and sound like you ready to turn him down just because he made a mistake, or just because he made a bad investment, or just because he fell off the wagon, and you ready to shit on him and just pile on like the rest of the world, or whatever happened that failure was, it was. You ready to pile on that man and not give him no grace? Man, that ain't shit. Now he's got to question himself. I picked the wrong one. I made a bad investment. This woman is not a woman who's here for me thick and thin. She's here when the party's going, when the lights are bright, when everything's hopping and everything's lit and everything's good. When the clouds are coming over us, when the storms are coming, now she's running, turning tail. She's nowhere to be found. She took her umbrella and ran off with my kid by herself. What about the covering for me? You're not worried about your man? You're not worried about your husband? Oh, that's some bullshit. I need for you here on the good and the bad. Don't just hang out with me when the party's hopping. When that party dead, ain't nobody here. You need to be right there beside.
So I just want to say this. I agree with him when he say, like, I feel like when you're in a relationship, like, yeah, you can make that decision, like, okay, I'm just that because you're not showing this.
Let me say this. Unfortunately, that's not the case with a lot of women. We are right now, right here, right now, are hearing what we are hearing. Mistaken is saying, I shouldn't have no hand in on this. Why? Because I didn't make the final decision and invest all our money. You did this, so you need to find a way to get us out. All on you. I shouldn't have to work and put my check in order to get us out of this debt because of the decision you made. No, I'm putting my money in my own account. I don't have nothing to do with it because that was your mistake. You decided to do that. That's what you wanted to do. What happened to better for worse? If I'm the husband and I so happens to make a bad decision where we take a loss, I don't expect to come home to a goddamn Dear John letter and all my furniture is gone and my kids are gone and my house is empty because you didn't like the decision that I made because it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to. And also you got ghost on me. Shout out to James St. Patrick. Now you know where to be found because you ran scared on me. No. But let me tell you what you're going to do. When that direct deposit hit, because we hit on that deal we made, on that investment that way, I promise you, you're going to be right there ready to swipe that card. You're going to be right there ready to fill out one of them the deposit slips in order to get some cash in your hand to go do whatever you is going to do. To go on your girls trip, to go hang out, to go shopping. You're going to be looking to swipe that debit card or that credit card at your local boutique or your local stores or your local restaurants. You're going to be looking to do that. But just because I missed on this one, So for these young men who are looking to possibly get married, what are you saying? What type of message are you sending? So why would a man want to invest in a woman like that? If that's the chances that I'm taking, because you don't have no stick witness. You don't. You gonna stay around as long as everything is everything. But when them trying and challenging times come up, I can't depend on you. Why? Because of what you showing me. You saying I don't want to be here because I wasn't part of that decision. That was all on you. Or you gonna take the die approach and give me hell? I ain't got there just yet, but I want y'all to pay attention. Yep, my love, I will be swiping your card, Hank. My man, Big Damn, said, damn leeches. Where was the plan B, C, D, E, F? And we were supposed to have in place with his foresight. Well, hopefully he had foresight and not invest everything. But let's keep going. You hear my response to that.
To be a good husband. But when you're in a marriage, I do feel like when the other partner is wrong, like two wrongs don't make a right. So the other person should be the bigger person to try to help that person. But on the flip side, when men make mistakes, like you said, there's consequences that come to it. If I gave my input and this could have been avoided, and we could have invested in a different decision that didn't impact our family, then you're going to hear my mouth. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm your wife. I'm going to let you know, yes, I understand how down you feel. I understand how hurt you feel. But now all of us are impacted by this. The kids are upset because they ain't got no food on the table. We can't pay the rent. I'm going to be.
Guys, did you hear what my friend, Ms. Di, said? She said, you're going to hear my mouth. Oh, it's going to be hell it's going to be hell in the city when you're dealing with her. You're going to hear my mouth. You're going to get all the smoke in the city. Big Ed 11 Miss Hink, can you get me some Kool-Aid? And charge it to Hink. They out of sugar. Hink 75 cash app for donations. I know that's right, baby. You're going to hear my mouth. I got something to say. God damn. Let's keep going.
Have to be homeless too. I understand that you're upset, but understand that you're going to get reactions from us because not only it's like not only did you make that decision, but I gave you input. I gave you not just saying, oh, I feel like this, because a lot of women do that. And I understand why men don't sometimes take their opinion into consideration. But if she's bringing you facts, she's laying out numbers, and you still decide as a man and you're in your ego, no, I'm just going to go ahead and make this decision. No, that affected all of us, honey. And as an emotional creature, you're going to hear my mouth. The kids, they're going to be not as stable as they were. That everybody emotional stability, once everything is lost and we have to put the energy into getting it back, everything is going to be thrown off balance. And I feel like sometimes when women do start to hold the men accountable, they're like, you bash me. And it's like, no, I'm not bash you. I love you. We don't fix this. I know you got this. But at the same time, your ego got in the way, baby. I brought these facts. I brought these numbers, and what I said was true. So now you have to find a way to take my opinion into consideration a little bit more and not just be like, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, especially if I brought the facts and laid it out on the table. I have a right to be mad. I have a right to be upset. If the president of the company makes a decision and can't pay his workers, you think he ain't gonna hear from him? Them workers gotta pay, they gotta feed their families. That's just the role of being a responsible man. So that's the only part I would disagree with. But I do agree with him when he said you can't just be like, oh well, you gonna have to fix it. Nah, he made a mistake. Y'all married. Y'all have to find a way to come together to make it work. Especially if you are by him not listening and you prove to him like this, by you listening with the work. This time he might be a little bit more receptive, and hopefully in the future he don't make that decision again. You know what I'm saying? To just completely disregard you instead of looking at what you said, doing his research, and then coming to a decision.
Here's my.
Are you willing to take on? Are you willing to take on? On that blame, if we miss out on this $2 million investment, I listen to you. I listen to all your research. I accepted everything, and I said, well, yeah, my lady died. Said, so I'm gonna sit this one out. And we come to find out we miss on that opportunity to invest in Netflix. We miss on that opportunity to invest in Tesla. And now look what the stock is. We miss out on the $2 billion opportunity. And I look at you say, listen, your silly ass. Now we $2 million less than we could have been. Are you willing to accept that?
I think a woman is more. I think a woman is more willing. To me, hold on. And put it down. You talk about my silly ass. I didn't say I would bring it to you like that. I would have brought it to you like, hey, babe, I understand you upset, but look, your decision impacted the family like this. We hurt, we this, we that. I'm communicating in a healthy way. I'm not putting you down. If you can come to me and be like, babe, listen, we missed out. Next time, let me handle this. I got this, babe. I listen to you. I'm like, all right, you right. I'm gonna shut my mouth. You right. I ain't gonna say it. Next time you got it. But it's like it's your delivery. You know what I'm saying? But once you tell me that, I'm gonna take accountability. And if you be like, okay, well, for this next investment, I need you to work a couple more extra shit, just this week, do some overtime. I'm like, okay, I do it. I owe you that because we missed out. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I have to do to get us what you need for the next investment, I'm going to make sure I put in the work and take my responsibility. Because
we got you. Let's make sure we get Coco and Kelly involved in the conversation. Make sure we spread the mic out. Go ahead, Coco.
I'm still on mistaken. I think Hank was talking about after the fact, like after a decision was made and it failed or not. But Mistaken's talking about before the decision is made. And I'm a realist, so I'm a submissive person until I feel like my livelihood is at stake. And I'm going to be that person like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to say something. Usually if it's something that he's already decided to do, and it's like, okay, but I'm going to be like, hold on. Our relationships have arguments, and that's going to go on record that we argued about it. We're not going to argue afterwards. If it don't work out, we're not going to argue afterwards. It's going to be on record that we argued about it. And I told you how I felt. But I am not I told you so type of person. I already know, what we talked about and argued about beforehand. So if it didn't fall through, you the man, fix it. You already know we argued about it. It's on record we argued about it. And that's all I care about. So I'm going to say something if I feel like that it's compromising my livelihood or it's like something that's really unethical. Yeah, I can't blindly just follow that without at least saying something. And I'm not going to go too long about it. I'll argue about it. If he's still strong on, I said what I said, okay. But after you say what you say, if something's wrong, something go wrong, like I'm not going to say anything. Like I'm assuming you accept the responsibility, like Hank said, you accept the responsibility. And that's it. I'm not I told you so type of person because I already know, we argued about this beforehand and you already knew how I felt. So that's how I'm going to stick with that.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Kelly.
So as an entrepreneur, I'm used to wins and losses. I don't complain about losses. So, going into a marriage with someone, I would imagine that if my husband made the final decision and the decision failed, we just have to come up with a solution. going back to him arguing about what didn't work and why it didn't work is not going to resolve anything. So the best thing to do is move forward with a solution so we can figure it out. Wasting your energy on arguing is not going to make it work any better. It's just going to make it worse. So that's my take on it.
And I want to say I wouldn't be arguing with him, but I feel like I've noticed that when someone cares about you, specifically like a man, like they said, they want to make their family happy, their livelihood, their well-being, they want to make them comfortable. So I am going to let him know how he affected us. I am going to get on him and tell him how this decision and your choice to completely disregard what I told you, how it affected us. So next time he makes a decision like that, he takes a little bit more initiative to make sure it's more concrete. You know what I'm saying? To make sure he's gonna be like, shit. He, like he said, he already down and he failed his family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I know you're gonna feel like that. So this is why I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to be a man. I just want to help you avoid that feeling. I want you to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't listen to me and it hurt my feelings, and like I understand like small decisions, but I was specifically speaking about them taking all the money and then we lose like that type of impact. I'm going to let him know so he understands, and the kids is going to let him know. And I think that will push him further to make sure it don't happen again. I've noticed when I was in previous relationships and I was nonchalant about something the guy was doing, he didn't really take me too seriously. And I'm not saying nagging, but showing him that I cared about this. This is something I care about. This is like what I stand on. And sometimes if I don't show him the emotion, he might not think it's as serious as what I'm saying. I'm just nagging. I'm just complaining about something. But what's important to one person is not important to another. So in order for you to understand the importance of this to me, you have to see how I feel, because I feel like that influences a man to, make sure that mistake don't happen again. I feel like, especially with the people with the gambling addictions and stuff like that, sometimes those wives that's usually in that position, you don't see them putting their foot down. They complain for a couple of seconds and then that's it. They're not making sure any solutions. But if I knew that I had a solution to make sure you avoided this, and he agreed and the outcome came that I was right, that's the education moment for him. I'm not nagging. I'm not yelling at you. But, hey, look, this is something you could have did better. You need to pay attention to this, because now we finna be homeless. How we gonna pay rent next month? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a big, big deal. And I'm like you said, I wouldn't consider it arguing. It's just like, hey, this is how I feel, and I need you to, make sure this don't happen again, because this is impacting us down here. Because while you up there and I'm taking care of the house, now I have an extra load too. You know what I'm saying? Now the kids are upset. They're uncomfortable. They're whining. They're crying. We're going without. We're trying to figure out how to happen. Mom's not in the house. So I'm dealing with an impact too. And I'm going to let him know, hey, this decision impacted me. And now when he realized, damn, it's not just the finances that I fucked up. I fucked up their emotional stability. He gonna take, next time that decision come up, he gonna do that extra work. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be like, okay, let me make sure this straight, because I understand it's just not impacting me and how I look as a man, but this is affecting the entire, you know what I'm saying, household.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like, but you got to keep in mind that this is someone that you're choosing to be your husband. So when you choose that man, you've already figured out what you like about this person. So if he's making those decisions that you don't like before you even get married to him, he's probably not the one to be in a husband position. That's all I'm saying. And I know you didn't say argue, but any type of nagging or bringing it back to him, like, you did this, and wrong, this, and that wrong, right? And I told you it should have went this way. It's like, that's a waste of your energy when you could just come forward with a solution. And these men are making decisions to put the family at harm. They're making decisions because they want the family to progress. So no one's going into it. When you're taking a risk, you're not thinking that it's going to go bad. You're thinking this is it. This is the right decision. So as a wife, you kind of already got to have a little cushion, a little backup just in case, because yes, you're allowing someone to make those decisions. So if he does fail, you can kind of pick him up. That's it, because you're working as a team.
But there's a
But
difference.
they
You
said the man that they
team.
was talking
Hold on,
about was
guys.
the man that
You
used to
said
make
as
wait, hold on.
Kelly,
I'm
you
saying
said as a team, right? So
Yes.
part of being that team is that we're both making a decision. So in a situation like that, if we're making a decision and I am in agreement, like, okay, I'm willing to take this risk. These are the things that we put in place to mitigate some of that risk. If it doesn't work out, worst case scenario, we got this backup 50 G's, to land on for a little bit until we, can figure something out. I'm on board with that. So if it doesn't work, I'm okay as a wife doing my part to get us back on point because I was a part of the process. What I'm saying is when you as a husband making the unilateral decision and not allowing me to be a part of the process, but then want me to break my back to help get us back on because you messed up. So what I'm saying is if you make the unilateral decision, then you have to deal with the unilateral consequence to fix that decision that you made. But I'm all for what you were saying. If we're working as a team and we both saying we're taking this risk, then of course, that's what a risk is. You may win, you may lose. But if we lose because we were on the same page about it, then all hands on deck. That's all I'm trying to say. Yeah,
we gotta figure it out.
And then what he said just from the like part of the man that was risk.
Let me say this for those who may not know. Just because you're married don't mean you're on the same team. Let me say it for the people in the back who may not heard me. Just because you are married don't mean you're on the same team. If we sit there and just heard what Mr. Lakin just sit there and said, don't feel like she should help you get us out of this situation because you as a man, you made that final decision. So I feel like I ain't got no part of this. That's all on you. Just because you married don't mean you're on the same team. Just because you married don't mean you're on the same team. Because you got individuals who act like this, talk like this, and move like this on a regular basis. That's crazy. My man, American nigga, he changed his avatar on me. Shout out to the brother. He said, Mrs. Hink, congrats. I told Hink, right on. My brother come through, he said, a great man once said these heifers don't give a damn about our black asses. They proven the point every panel. God damn. Let me say it again. Just because you married don't mean you're on the same team. The people who you married to, they think with their individual mindset. They don't think it's one. They don't think it's a collective. They think it's individuals. Now that's sad, but that's so true. Unfortunately, individuals are moving like this. Look here, we together. Ain't no bailing out on us because things didn't go the way we thought they should go. The investment didn't make the money we thought it should make. We just broke even, so now you ready to get out. Again, but when I hit, you gonna party with me. You ready to turn up. You ready to go out of the town. You ready to have some fun, enjoy the fruits of the labor. But you're not ready to rebuild if things collapse. Or if we get into a pit or a deficit, you ready to get gone. See, that's that bullshit. I ain't with that. Goods and the bads. We got to be in it. We got to be in it. With the goods comes the bads. With the bads comes the goods. And you got to be right there with me. Don't try to bail because times are hard. We hit a bump in the road. We in a valley. Yeah, I want to get us to the mountaintop. I want to hit them peaks. But you're going to have to get your highs with the lows. And those are going to come. But don't run. Stay in it. Let's keep going.
In it all, he said that man had a history of leading well. You know, he said this was a man who proved himself to be a good man and a good leader. So I'm pretty sure that was probably the decision for going all in with him. But I feel like sometimes sometimes I think just in general, yes, people think that because once that man get married, it's like he's done growing. No, that was an ego situation. That was something that could have completely been avoided. Completely getting big. And if you don't fix that ego because you just decided that I wanted to do this and I just want to be a man and I'm just going to disregard the facts and the data, that's something that could hurt us in the future. So I'm going to look at you like, hold on, where did this come from? Especially if you've proven yourself to be a good man in the future. It's like, hold on. Why was this such, like, I don't think, what's going on in your life? What's going on? Because this is something, and like you said, I'm not going to nag him about it like I told you so, but I am going to be kind of concerned for a man who's usually consistent, very precise, get his data and facts down straight, and he decides that, oh, I'm going to make this decision and it impacted our family that much. I don't know, I'm going to sit him down like, babe, you cool? Is you cool? Did you remember the mission? Because for the past 5-10 years, you've been making sure we stable, we got a house over our head, you've been making sure we fed. I understand. That's why I say I'm not gonna nag him, I'm not gonna down him, but I am going to address the situation like, hey, is you cool? Did I not come in the bedroom enough this week or this month? Or is this something that I did? Is this something going on at work? Is this a midlife crisis? I need to know. It's not more so to be like, oh, I'm mad. And, it's not that energy, but it's more so like, I'm concerned. What's going on? Like, we need to talk about this because we need to make sure that these type of decisions don't happen in the future because this was a big one.
Can I say something to you, Di? So you sound like, okay, so what you're explaining, it sounds like that you're the type of woman that when stuff go wrong in a relationship, you freaking out. You want answers. You want to start talking about it. You want to see how you're emotional about it. You want to go over and over and again. But when you have decided to support your man on a decision that he's making, this is when you've talked about it. What's the point of arguing afterwards? If y'all talked about it, y'all both on the same page, and he made his decision after y'all talked, if it didn't go right afterwards, why are you concerned? Why all of a sudden is it, what happened, babe? What's concerned?
Yeah.
But wait, hold on. Let me finish this one part. And then when it comes to, because men go.
He said, if you mess with that, I want you to look in the mirror and wave at a dumbass. God damn. Rough.
Make decisions without us, and that's fine. That's what I was talking about when there's a decision that he's about to make without me, but he just ran it by me, just so you know I'm about to do this. If it sounds crazy, even though I know he gonna do it, I'm gonna still say something. But after it happens, that I told you so, it's no point. You're just driving a wedge between you and your guy to argue about what didn't go right. So it sounds like you've lost confidence now. So now you want him to reassure you again, because like what you just said now, oh, he's been doing good all this time, and all of a sudden, boom, he dropped the ball. That shouldn't even be an argument. Like, why would you lose confidence that fast if he has a history of doing that and he made a decision that didn't work out? You got to support that and move on. I'm all supporting on beforehand. If a woman, that's just how we are. We go, okay, just so you know, this is how I feel, ... But afterwards, once y'all done moved on and you done accepted it, you ain't on his team no more if you decide to be mad and you want to keep nagging and talking about it over and over again afterwards. And you need reassurance. And what if this happens again? You can't do that.
Well, that's not, so when I said I'm going to go with him, I'm going to give him these facts, but I'm not arguing about it. There's no emotion attached to that first decision because I trust my man. He like, I understand what you're saying, but based on what I know, we gonna go with it. And I'm like, okay, because in the past he's done that. But me as a woman and an emotional being, you're going to, if I can give you those emotions and we didn't have that argument, like how you said what you did with your husband, y'all argued about it. Y'all you let him have the emotions. That's different. I never gave him that. I gave him complete logic at first. These are the consequences of you not considering my actions, my emotions. I'm going to be emotional. That's like, come on now, you're losing $250,000. You're losing your house. You're losing. I'm not talking about you have the cushion and all that stuff. They literally said they lost everything. It's normal for me to be emotional. And me coming to you emotional, I'm not coming to you to down you and tell you I told you so. I want to figure out what's going on. Don't get me wrong, because I'm a woman and I am emotional, I might be like, dang, we could have avoided this, but overall, the solution, what's going on? Why did you make this? It's like, why wasn't I considered this time? I really thought you had it, so I didn't push the issue when I gave you the okay, because I'm submitting to you. You've shown yourself to be proved. So now I am going to be concerned as a wife, because I'm like, I feel like if like men are not, like you said, men drop the ball sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm there to be his we got this. Like, yeah, we got this, but at the same time, I still gotta be my, my womanly self. I'm hurt. This is how it affected me. This is how I feel. So in the future, can we just do it a little bit different? If he say no, I need to fix this right now, that's cool. But I still wanna know, why did you make I need to be that partner for my man. I wanna know what's going through your head. Why did you make these decisions? How can we make sure it don't happen again? If I can't contribute to that, what business people can we get involved? I'll make some extra money just to make sure now you have the right business partner, to make sure you have the right resources. I do want to, like he said, I don't want to leave it just up to him to fix it. I want to be involved too, but just being like realistic. If I see myself, any woman will be emotional if she don't know how she gonna feed her kids, or how they gonna pay rent, or that's just a natural reaction for a woman. And I feel like a real woman knows how to deal with that, as long as she's not
I don't
and putting them down.
I don't agree with nothing you just said, but that's okay. And that's okay with me. It's okay that I don't agree with what you just said. So it's obvious y'all are great communicators, but y'all some piss poor listeners. I said it from the beginning when the mistake you said. I said I'm gonna investigate, I'm gonna research. Even if she presents something to me, I said I'm going to research. So I talked about it from the front. We would have never talked about this losing $250,000. Where the hell did that amount come from? Y'all just pull some shit about your goddamn ass.
You did that. LaPete brought that up.
So I got you. Let's go from here. As a man, y'all are willing to take y'all willing to accept the good, but y'all don't want to accept the bad. So now you want to separate yourself just because I made a mistake, or whatever my idea, my investment didn't fail. Now you want to separate yourself. No, there's no separation. I'm all about one pot. So if we're going to lose together. We're going to win together. There's no backlash. Now, if me as a man, if I know my woman is like a die, Lord help me. But if she is, I'm going to dumb it down, I'm going to water it down, and I'm going to explain to her as simple as possible on what's going on. And like I said earlier, we don't need you to come with this nagging shit. You're not going to make us feel no worse than we already are. You don't have to share your emotions, your feelings on what happened. I know I let you down. I know you're going to be upset. I know you're feeling this way or that way. I understand all of that. I know that before I make this investment, because the type of woman you are, I'm already going to know you like that. So that's why I'm going to tell you, if it doesn't work, please don't get out of your skin. Please don't go having a fit and nagging me and giving me hell about it. I understand. But if it works, we're going to eat differently. We're going to have a different area code. Our zip code going to change. Our lifestyle going to change. And our kids going to go different type schools than they was before. Why? Because of the investment it hit for us. Ladies, please.
So you telling me I have to take a hit on money, house, living situations, but you can't take a hit on my emotions for a living? Like, who am I supposed to go to? My therapist?
Wait a minute. I just want to say
I'm confused.
Die. Let me just say this. Just like you can get in your feelings about your husband taking the L on a business deal or whatever,
Average man said, I blame JR for not muting this chick. Shame on you, JR. She is just running off about her emotions. What I come back to? Emotional damage. That's what you came back to. So that statement I made was for a reason. Ladies, y'all great, y'all great communicators, but y'all bad listeners. Y'all don't listen for nothing. I gotta tell my wife this sometimes. She hates when I say it. She said, no, I listen. Bullshit. Bullshit. I got to remind her. Hey. If you're not gonna listen, I'm gonna walk away. Because I'm not gonna be your goddamn sounding board. And I'll walk away. She gets mad. I don't care. I don't care. I will walk away. Would you walk away? Because you're not listening. So I'm not gonna waste my goddamn time. Now why she gonna say something crazy to check? Because she know I do it. She's just telling on herself. It's always about her feelings. Put Hank on the couch. Oh, that's something I don't do. Well, yeah, she does that shit too. She'll follow me. Then that's when I go to selective hearing mode. Big Ed, I don't play the couch shit. Now she'll sleep on the couch. I won't sleep on no goddamn couch. I did that one time in my marriage, in my relationship. Never again. My back was hurting, sore, squished up on the damn couch. Bullshit. I'll never do that shit again. I don't believe in no couch shit. Nah, it ain't. She can go sleep on the couch. She can sleep in the spare bedroom. He ain't. I pay for this goddamn bed. I'm laying in it. And I don't give a damn what it is. You roll over on the other side, you be angry than a motherfucker. We gonna sleep in the same bed, angry as hell. Don't talk to me. That's fine. I ain't talking to you. I'm gonna go to sleep in the goddamn bed where I'm supposed to. I ain't sleeping on no damn couch. I know spare bedroom. Spare bedroom for visitors. I'm a full-time resident. He said, my niece has better emotional maturity than this. She said, nope, I'm gonna sleep on the couch. I roll over on the floor before it happens again. He gonna say factoid. No, I won't. Let's keep it going.
If you were the one that made that decision, how would you feel if he got emotional about it?
I would understand. That's like any human should understand that if you're a leader and you're leading all these people and you fail them in that sense, I'm not talking about no regular business decision. I'm talking about the example that Lapeef gave specifically.
Well, any type of decision where you're taking an L, any type of decision.
But $250,000 to the point you cleared out our bank account, that's different. I'm talking about reacting to that. Now, if y'all talking about regular business decisions, of course, let them handle it. We got money to fix it. I'm not talking about that. I'm
a large business decision.
Y'all see the way Diane's acting? That's most women. Ladies, I'm sorry. That truth hurts sometimes. That's most women. Kelly trying to help the woman out. Sister to sister. Trying to help her out. She's not trying to hurt. Kelly say something she don't agree with. No. She got to say something. She got to respond. She got to She got to get the last word. That's most ladies. Let me take that back. I'm sorry, lady. That's most women. Because a lady knows how to carry herself and respond. That's most women acting the way dad's acting. That's majority of women. Soon as you start talking, they don't like what they hear, they're going to put their 2 cents in. Soon as you start talking, you say something they don't like, they going to, but what about? Man, can we get a full thought out before I got to cut you off? Man, can't get a full thought out before I got to have something to say. Guys, we had to play the pillow game. I don't know if y'all know anything about the pillow game. So whoever got the pillow has the right to talk. You don't have the pillow in your hand, you don't have the right to talk. You start talking when I got the pillow, I'm going to hit you with that goddamn pillow. We can't talk when we sleep anyway. I know that's right. Thank you for clearing that up, Big Brother Heat. What did I clear up? Maybe I missed something. Females in this. Females is the correct pronunciation. The pronouns. Let's keep going. I got to get go in a minute. Show starts. I got to get go.
A large business decision, a small business decision, any type of decision that's going to affect the family. If he put that on you to make the decision and the decision that you made didn't work, how would you feel if he came to you all emotional, telling you, I told you this before we made this decision. I told you to do this and you did that. Like,
listen, this is the thing. People always get upset about people emotions that comes with the delivery. But as long as you're not cursing at me, calling me out my name, diverting from the topic, I'm going to accept whatever emotion I cause. That's part of the consequences.
That's
period.
Fine.
So if he decides to say, you made me feel like this and this is what you could have done better, I'm going to listen. And even if I don't know what he could have done better, if I feel some way emotionally, my husband is supposed to be that safe space for me. And anybody losing their house and everything in their bank account is going to be emotional. That's
so expressing your feelings, there's nothing wrong with that. But then what do you do? Then what do you do?
Then we come find a solution. Like I said, what do you need me to do? How do we fix this? I didn't agree that the man should do that by himself.
I need for you to shut the fuck up. I need for you to shut the fuck up. That's what I need you to do. And let me figure this shit out. What I don't need for you to do is you to keep running your goddamn mouth. And I'm trying to think of some solution. And you keep talk. What the? Breathe, heifer. Stop and breathe. Why are you still talking? God damn. Some of y'all men like that shit. Let me tell you why. Because she's not that bad at looking of a woman. But once she start opening your mouth, my dick ain't hard no goddamn more. I done went limp. That just turned me the hell off. You just start talking. Oh, God damn. You done ruined it. Yeah, let me keep going. Yeah, she talked too goddamn much. Don't talk about shit, but just want to keep I think she just like hearing herself talk. God damn, she got a lot to say. You need to get a goddamn diary and start writing some shit down. Stop talking so goddamn much. Let's keep going to the video.
That very clear. I said, I feel like I would, whatever you want to do after that, however I can help, I'm going to help, but I'm still going to come to you and let you know how I feel because you're my husband and I'm a woman and I'm emotional.
But what do you think? Which one do you think will make the bigger impact?
They both will make a good impact. I will be more, he don't have to worry about me nagging for the rest of the month because I done got it off my chest.
I don't know if that's true.
I know how I am as a woman, and I know how I've dealt with my professional relationships. And all the men can back me up on this. Anybody, I'm a
that one sit down can last for a whole month. If you nag me that one time, that can last me for the rest of the year. Because I'm gonna keep on hearing your shit
$250,000 loss with us having to fix this and me having to help you. So
Well,
you can take a couple of minutes or a couple whatever, however long I need to do it. But you're expecting me to help
the 250 from JR. JR had played something and it had said if they took all of the money, $250,000. Would the woman still be submissive? So it was something that he played that said that. So that's where the 250 is coming from.
Well, let me say this.
Okay, let me just finish. I was gonna finish and say something that you said. For most women, you had said a question about if we win, you're gonna take the win, or if I didn't listen to you and we missed out on a $2 million opportunity, then what? I'm gonna tell you, most women would be more comfortable losing out on the $2 million opportunity and still have their same lifestyle versus you taking the risk with the 250 and we lose everything and on the street. Most women,
and that's what I was just. That's the point I was just about to make.
That's why most women are not good business-minded people. That's why they'll take a risk on a trash ass dude, but they won't take a risk. That makes no goddamn sense.
Okay, hey, Dad.
That makes no sense to me.
Can I just say something real quick? Can I just say something real quick?
Dice on a cookie and hope you can build the brother, but you'll say, "No, I don't want to rest on my own." Man, that makes no sense to me. But go there.
I just want to say something real quick because it kind of bounces off of what Miss Taken was saying also. But I think we're talking about a certain type of woman here also in that situation because, like Miss Taken said, like if I was in that situation, there's a difference from a woman that comes from an independent background, self-sufficient, and a woman that not only is submissive, but then you got a submissive woman who completely depends on that man. I'm not that woman. So 9 times out of 10, if my husband made a decision that put a lot of money in it and he came back and said, "Babe, we lost it," 9 times out of 10, I'm that woman gonna be like, "All right, I'm about to go in the 401k and get about 50,000 out. Let me know what you're gonna do." Like I'm automatically about to go into survival mode and fix what it can, automatically. I'm suggesting I'm about to go get the 401k. I'm gonna probably take out a loan because we ain't got no money now. Like that's what I'm gonna do. But there's some women who is completely dependent on that man. They're gonna freak out. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna feed the kids? How this and that? I already know how I'm gonna feed my kid. I'm about to go get my 401k. I got reserves somewhere. So there's different type of women when it comes to situations like that too.
That's true.
Okay. Hey, Dad, I want to ask you something because if I'm not mistaken, you're a Christian, right?
I was raised under Christianity.
Okay, well, you have a relationship with God.
Yes.
Do you question God when things happen?
I say, "God, can you please explain to me why this happened? I don't understand it. Please give it to me for dummies. I need clarity on this." Yes.
Okay, but then where's the trust and the faith at?
You can still ask for clarity. I'm gonna trust that it's gonna work out, but I still need some type of clarity so I can know how to proceed.
And does he communicate back with you in clarity?
Like, yeah, I've had situations like that. Like, I didn't understand. It's just a lot of situations. I had situations and I've gained clarity. Yes.
Okay.
And but I want to ask a question.
No, I wasn't quite.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think you have to do like a deep dive as far as how to understand communication because it goes both ways as far as being a listener and being a talker. Because sometimes we can communicate in a way where we are not factoring in that other element, and it can lead to a big blow up. Criticizing or rubbing and a failure can lead to resentment, breaking down the trust and mutual respect that's essential in the relationship. Acting out of emotion can escalate tension, and lead to unnecessary arguments, making it harder to resolve the real issue at hand. Emotions can cloud judgment, and focusing on blame instead of finding solutions stops productive discussions, leaving problems unresolved. So I think you have to factor in, because a lot of times when we communicate, we think we're doing a fantastic job. But if you do the research, you need to understand how you're communicating and how it makes that person feel, particularly your husband, because everybody is different. You know, there may be somebody that may like that rah-rah, and you put them in a place because they may not know no better. You know, that's why when you look at men and women, huh? Oh,
Sorry.
you know, that's why when you look at men and women, you can kind of get an idea of what the type of person that they need. If you have somebody that's loud and combative and they want to run the show, they're going to need a weaker man. They're going to need a man that they can talk down to and that's going to put up with that BS. And then vice versa. You know, if a man is controlling and he wants to dominate, he's going to have to find someone that's willing to put up with his authority. You know, there are some people that have understanding and they know how to turn it on and off, but some people don't have on and off switches. I mean, some people only have on and off switches versus being able to navigate through the moment and knowing when to turn up, turn down, when to balance it out, when to listen a little bit more, when to talk a little bit more. Some people just up or down, left or right, on off. And those people are typically difficult and they can only just be with certain people. You might be that person where you can only be with a certain type of person. Now, can you grow into being more, like being able to handle like a heavier capacity? It may be. So you can't be with a man that's dominate. And it doesn't have to be looked at as him being dominant. It could just be him just being a great leader. And he's been in that position for a minute and he knows how to make good decisions. Now, leaders do make bad decisions, but the one thing about a good leader is that they see a truth that you may not see and they stand on it. And if they fail, they have no problem circling back around to correct it because they understand the bigger picture. Most of the time, a good leader is going to make a calculated decision, even though it's a fail, it still had a lot of thought into it where it didn't totally fail, where $250,000 is gone. I think that might just be somebody who might be bad with finances if they're making those decisions. And those are things, that's why I say those are things you could probably see, but you have to learn how to communicate with your partner where it's effective. And that's why some of the people were saying, are you even looking for solutions? What's the point of bringing it up when it's not going to do anything? You don't know what it's doing to that particular person. But a weaker person, you can say whatever it is you want to say to them because they're just going to say, okay. But you still don't know what it's doing for them in a relationship. Like, I don't even know how you expected him to lead after you gonna just put him in his place and try to talk down on him.
I feel like I understand what you all are saying.
Let me say this in closing. The last point that JR just made was a great and spot on. But unfortunately, I think it's going in one ear out the other. I'm just being honest. I don't think she's getting it. And it's just unfortunate. You have a group of women who are like this, who just don't get it. They just don't get it. And they operate and move like that. But in the same breath, they want a man to accept them for who they are. You want a man to put up with that shit. Now, the type of man you say you want, you're not going to get. The reason why, because a man that you really want won't put up with that bullshit. Won't accept that shit, won't deal with that, won't tolerate that shit. Man like me, there's no way I could deal with a woman like Di. But let me tell you what Di wants and needs. A man such as myself. She needs a man who's stern, who will cut her off, who will shut that shit down. But those men don't have the patience with dealing with a woman like that. So she can't get a woman like that, even though she needs a strong, structured man. That's what she needs. Someone to tell her, shut the fuck up and go sit the fuck down. Instead, she gets them passive men, them spineless men, them jellyfishes. They scared to say anything. Now, Big Bam, I ain't gonna go that far. God damn. But she does need a man who's gonna be stern and direct with her. 2024, those men are not common. They did not just out there growing on trees. You got a lot of tenderfoot boys, a lot of yes men. But a man who's gonna stand on his square, those are rare. And you got to come with a lot of benefits in order to get that type man. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you being here tonight. Stay tuned, man. I'm about to go on there. Get ready for a show tonight. We got a show tonight we're gonna get ready for. Let me show you guys the thumbnail for it. Let me stop sharing that and share the other screen. So that's what we're gonna be on tonight. Spousal jealousy. Should be interesting. Y'all make sure y'all tap in. I'm about to go over right now. Get ready for the show. But with that being said, I appreciate every last one of y'all being here tonight. Hey, if y'all can, before y'all go, if y'all hadn't had the opportunity, hit that like button. Could you do that for the brother? I appreciate that. And again, like I said, if you want to virtually support my son by going to watch his game and cheering him on and cheering on his team, please do that. I will have it, the link in my community page tomorrow. I will have the link in my community page tomorrow. I may have it in there tonight, but I for sure will have it in there tomorrow. So y'all are able to click the link, watch it on YouTube, and watch my son play. He's number 4. He wears the number 4. So check him out. Root him on, cheer him on, and encourage him. You know, if you want to, leave a kind message in the YouTube chat. I'll tell him to read it. Hopefully he performs well. He doesn't look like a lost soul out there. I don't know. You know. First game of the season, man. First game nervous. You know, saying it'll be the first time getting an opportunity. Hopefully playing a full season, staying healthy, right? So we'll see. He's a redshirt freshman. So y'all pray for my boy. But he's gonna be out there participating, running around, doing what he can to help the team win and doing what he can. I'll be there rooting for him on, and hopefully you guys will be in the clouds rooting for him as well. But with that being said, I thank you for being here. Make sure, like I said, hit the like button before you go out. If you can, share this stream. You know what I'm saying? I greatly appreciate it. Mondays, I do a sports channel called Sports Recap, as well as the NFL Roundtable. But on Wednesday, we're going to have this conversation, man. We're going to do this show again. And since we got another show this Wednesday, I will be doing a recap of Debriefing, Hump Day Shenanigans. Check me out over. I'm on my way. Until then, I'll see you on the next one. Right on.